How long did that relationship last for?
About 2 years, 2.5, maybe.
And why didn't it work out?
She cheated on me. She cheated on me like 13 times. Valentine's Day, caught her in the bed with a nigga. Shit.
It's the Date Master, and yes, we're back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. So we're gonna discuss tricking revisited. I was watching, shout out to Say Cheese, and I was looking at Bandman Kevo's latest clip, and Sean was asking him how much has he spent, what's the most he's ever spent cash for sex for a woman. Now, he said it was $12,000 and the woman was in a relationship. Now, he brought up some interesting points, and he stated that where you have two options when it comes to tricking. You can trick time. Well, he didn't mention this, but this is my point. I'm going to kind of put my own perspective. He was looking at the time you invest to get the woman to actually like you, what you have to do to kind of keep her engaged, to keep the relationship going. Now, what we must understand is that a lot of men do not want the same things from women from a long-term perspective. Now, men want sex. That's pretty much going to be all men when it comes to women, but some men want relationships and commitment and marriage. Other men just want a experience. The same thing that women want. A lot of times women just want the experience. They really don't want the relationship, but they put certain caveats to it because it justifies the situation when it comes to explaining, because a woman's biggest setback when it comes to relationships and dating is going to be her circle of friends and her pretty much her mother. I won't say her parents, because a lot of the fathers do not get to input or do not have any input on their daughter's dating experiences. They are not invested. They're not helping her vet the men that she dates. She's pretty much doing what she wants and doing what she sees other women do. So he basically broke down the time that you may have to invest to get a woman to like you. If we have to look at things from a realistic perspective. There's only a few Chads, the guys that are the top level alphas. He has the frame, the status, the build, etc., etc. He still has to invest a certain amount of time to get the woman, but his time again is invested on the front end as to making himself of a certain caliber and value outside of his physical appeal. So most men will have to include or invest the time because they don't have the money to spend. Some of them do, but most won't. Now, when you're on the grind, and let's say you're getting yourself to a certain status, you have to look at the time that it takes to get to the status, but also the time that is necessary to maintain the status. So you must ask, do I have the time to give to this woman, or do I have the money? Now, I'm going to use a fair use clip from DJ Smalls. He did an interview with this rapper named Tusi, and he spoke about his girlfriend cheating on him like 13 times and how he caught her. So after the first time, that means he caught her another 12. Now, at the end of this video, I'm also going to play a clip from this same rapper named Tusi where he gives his girlfriend, I'm not sure if this is the same one, but he gives her $23,000 for her birthday. And you can kind of just pay attention to the body language. Now, this is an interesting topic simply for the fact that you have a lot of men that get shamed for tricking because other men may not have the means to trick. You don't really see a lot of women complaining about tricking. Again, most men and women of today are only looking at external value. They're only looking at external experiences, or should I say experiences. They really are not built for the long-term commitment. So if you feel that you have the money and you just need a fix, if that makes sense, for lack of better words, you also have to vet, is this woman truly into you, to where, because if you invest time, in a lot of cases, you have to allow her into your space. She has to get comfortable with you, because the way a woman gets comfortable with a man, she has to feel, or she has to portray a certain image to him. So he will start allowing her to come over. He'll start leaving the key under the mat. He'll start, taking her on trips and spending times with her. She feels comfortable when she feels she learns you. She feels that she has, let's say, a fish. She feels she has a suitor. So a woman only gets comfortable when she feels she has leverage. If she doesn't feel she has leverage, she really won't get comfortable with you. If she doesn't feel that the attraction is in her favor, meaning you like her more than she likes you, then in most cases, she will not get comfortable with you. Now, you have those instances to where she just wants the thrill. She knows that you're pretty much the top G and this is just going to be a sexual conquest. So that man may not need to do anything other than show up. That is not your everyday experience with a woman. That is not going to be your everyday. That's going to be the top dogs who have went through the heartbreaks, went through the trials and tribulations as a man, who's put in the work as a man in the gym, got his money right, understands his value. He has the cheat code. And I'm going to do a video about having a cheat code, maybe today, tomorrow. So a woman, again, does not really get comfortable with you unless she feels she has some type of leverage or the attraction is in her favor, meaning you like her more than she likes you. Now, the question is, which one would you rather trick? Your time? Because you can't get time back, or your money. Now, again, this is going to, I guess, straddle the fence, because some men will say, no, I'm not tricking. I'm not paying the money for some box. Okay. Well, in a lot of cases, you may have to invest a lot of time to convince her that she has the upper hand to get the box. Or you may have to invest a lot of time to make yourself attractive enough and high status enough to get the box without having to spend the money. Now, we also have the narrative where they say, well, you're going to spend it either way. If you take her to dinner, that's spending money. If you take her to the movies, that's spending money. Tricking is really buying attention. Paying for a service or an experience, in my case, that's not really tricking. When you really sit down and think about it, hey, I want this from you, I have this, how much? That is an exchange. Because I don't have the time to convince you that I'm good enough or that you should give me the box. Because again, women are in control of sex. We are in control in relationships. Now, what I notice is that, looking at the 2C perspective, when he gives his woman this money, when you pay attention to the body language, he's paying for his relationship. He has to do these type of things to keep her attracted to him, because if he wasn't gifting the large sums of money, more likely she would be out the door, because he doesn't have the masculine frame that she really wants. So he has to pay his woman to be with him. A lot of men are in those situations. They are in relationships in which they have to, quote unquote, trick, or should I say, buy his woman. Imagine that if you're in a marriage or a relationship where you pay all the bills and you just stop, in more cases, she's going to leave you. If you say, baby, I want you to, I want to take this money and invest it in a business, especially if she's a quote unquote independent chick. Nowadays women like to boast and brag about how much of the bag they're getting, how much money they're getting, how independent they are. So if you say, babe, I want you to take over the household, until I get this money set aside to invest in this business, she's gonna, women saying, if you tell me why or give me a plan, then maybe. But in most cases, they would not be comfortable doing that, because they've gotten accustomed to you taking care of all of the bills. Again, women are selfish by nature. So if you want to invest in your dream by taking the money that you would normally spend on the monthly bills and household expenses and put the responsibility on her, if you're not her imprint, if you're not the one, if she's not saw the potential and the productivity in which you've displayed, she will not agree to those terms. But I say that to say this. When you invest or when you get a woman and you end up having to pay for everything, that relationship, again, has an expiration date in most cases. Because it's conditional upon you paying everything. So one of the reasons that she's with you is that because you take a burden off of her. See, we used to have a time where relationships were, quote unquote, they truly were 50-50. But now you see how things have been flipped on their upside down, where women say, I don't want to go 50-50. It should be 100-100, meaning we're in this together. So if you want to do something for you, I should be in support of that because of what you've shown me and what you've done for me over the years. But that pendulum does not swing both ways. Women are selfish. They're self-absorbed. It is all about her. So if you're in a relationship and you feel that you're paying for everything, even if you have the funds to do it and she's spending nothing, you have to do these grand gestures when it comes to birthdays and holidays, etc. In order to get intimacy, then you're buying your woman. So I think we have a skewed view on tricking and what tricking truly is. Tricking, in my opinion, is just buying attention from a woman that you would normally not have access to unless you have money. Now, if I go to this woman for a direct transaction and say, hey, I want the box, how much? Or I have this to spend. See, it's a difference when you set the price versus when she sets the price. Because you may highball her. You may say 4,000 or 1,000 when she may only say 500. So you have to look at yourself and say, how much money do I have? How much money am I making? What am I worth? And what is chump change to me to get this experience? So when it comes to that part, you set the price. You do not allow her to set the price. But you guys let me know what you think. Is your time or your money more valuable? One would say their money, because also you have to look at once you start paying, you're going to have to keep paying. Hence what I've just previously stated. If you're going years and paying everything and you all of a sudden have a inspiration to invest in a new business or get something new going and you put the responsibility on her, there may be some resistance and pushback because once you start something, they're going to expect you to finish it. Once you start tricking and start paying for her intimacy and her quote unquote loyalty, you have to keep doing it. But you must understand this. Money will not make her stay, no matter how much you pay. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Date Master.
Isn't that so nice? Okay.
Oh my.
Pull your dress up.
Oh wow.
Okay.
For your birthday, you had turned 22. Yes, for 23,000.
Wow, it's a million.
Oh wait, I gotta that's what?
That's what?
That's what?
That's what?